Okay, folks, it's your buddy, Mike Messier. Argylle just saw the movie. Should you see it? Should you not? I don't think I would recommend this one. I will discuss. As you know, typically I enjoy most films. This one, it never really caught my attention. Seeing the previews many times over the last 6 or 8 months. The trailers have been playing for a while. Really just one trailer I saw several times, seen other films. And why was I not excited about this movie? Well, mostly because it reminded me of this other movie that came out a few summers ago. Sandra Bullock played a writer, I believe, and I believe it was Crosby Tatum or Tatum, no, Tatum Channing. Channing Tatum. Crosby Tatum is a friend of mine. Channing Tanning. What the fuck's that guy's name? Tatum Channing. It was like, oh, the writer's book comes to life. We've seen that in so many goddamn movies. What's his dick? Will Ferrell did one. The writer's imagination come to life. Okay. So in this, the most exciting part of the movie is really the opening scene, and it's really just this Dua Lipa, who I don't know too much about. I know she's got some big hits. She's a very attractive singer. She's got a great body of work, and she fits into this golden dress with this blonde wig, and she looks really great. And she's dancing with Henry Cavill. So it's all your favorite people you live vicariously through, having the time of their lives. So I don't know. I mean, the movie is what we call 15 pounds of shit in a 10-pound bag. Normally the expression, I say it as 12 pounds of shit in a 10-pound bag, but this is a whopping 15. Let me just illustrate. The movie started, official start time tonight was supposed to be 8:05. Well, the movie started playing at 8:35. 30 fucking minutes, folks, of previews, comings, attractions. I was a solid 10 minutes late into the theater, knowing that it's typically 20 minutes around here of previews. Tonight it was 30. Then the film is listed at 2 hours and 20 minutes, I believe. And it was 10:45 p.m. 8:05 I started this goddamn film, thinking it was supposed to start. Starts really at 8:35. 10:45, if I'm getting this straight, I don't know even. I don't know. It's just so goddamn long, okay? The experience was long. And I feel like, once again, if you took a goddamn surgical knife and you chopped out 40 minutes of shit from this stew, you might have a pleasant soup. But no, it's just, one more layer of the onion, one more fucking storyline, one more intrigue. All these goddamn movies feel like a Japanese wrestling match in 1995 in the Tokyo Dome. One more false finish, as if layering false finish upon false finish is going to cover up from a shitty movie. Well, it doesn't. It just makes it shittier. So, I don't know. Samuel Jackson plays Samuel Jackson for the millionth time. The all-knowing one, the witty one, who just swears, and he's bald and he knows everything. I hate now I have a new thing I hate about movies. I have a lot of things about movies, because I go all the time, but there's certain tropes and cliches I hate. A new one in the last few years has been text on the screen. I actually don't think this movie did that one, where the characters are texting and you see the little text bubbles on the fucking screen. You know what movie did that a lot was, I want to say, the 50 Shades of Grey movies, when the slut and the fucking sadomasochist guy are texting each other with their love and their sex, and all their texting is on screen. It's such a goddamn lazy cop-out. It's so unfucking cinematic, and these assholes do it all the time. Why, you might ask? Because they don't know how to write a goddamn screenplay like I do. But I wasn't born into the goddamn business, so all my wonderful screenplays sit on a fucking shelf and collect award after fucking award, yet don't get made. Oh, woe is fucking me. So anyway, actually, woe is the world, because if my scripts, wonderful scripts that I write, were being made, we wouldn't be sitting through this hot garbage, okay? So what did this movie do that I did not like? Until I saw this movie, I didn't realize I hate this. When something is uploading and it's like the bar, you know, like when you load something on a computer and you see like the power bar and it's going from 0 and it's rising, and then like the characters are fighting to push the pause button, and then they have to fight each other to unpause it, and then it keeps going up, and then of course cut to Samuel Jackson sitting in his little man cave screaming, oh, like he's getting all excited because he's seeing the fucking load bar go up and pause. Oh, god damn it. Like, you know, I mean, I'll just break it down for you fellas, how easy that is to film Samuel Jackson's parts. So Samuel Jackson's, I'm just using him as an example. He's in this movie quite a bit, but what they do with Samuel is he's not really involved with too many other characters from my memory. He's basically involved with the leads. Sam Rockwell, and sorry lady, I can't remember your name, the female lead of this thing. I mean, but basically, Samuel Jackson in his man cave screaming at the power bar going up, that's just him filming in about 2 hours. They set up the goddamn cameras on a tripod, like 3 cameras. Okay, Sam, go ahead. And he just, oh, you know, Sam plays Sam. So whatever the fuck. I did hear an interesting anecdote. I don't know if this is true, but I'll tell it anyway because I'm bored. I heard that Samuel Jackson, when you make a film with him, he likes a little Sam stipend, like a little bonus on top of what you pay him. He likes a certain amount of cold hard cash to go play golf for the day. That's the rumor mill that I heard. Like, you got to pay him his fee, and then you got to pay him like a daily golf fee so he can go out and play golf wherever the fuck he is. So good for him. But very similarly, about a year ago, there was some movie with Samuel Jackson and Uma Thurman, which once a fucking again, just take some big stars, cram them in a film together. It feels like it's 2002. I mean, that's what this movie feels like. It feels like we're just going to drag out the same assholes you've known for 20 years. Here's Catherine O'Hara, and I've been watching Schitt's Creek for like a month now, and I've enjoyed it thoroughly. But it's like, now I'm sick of Catherine O'Hara because before I started watching Schitt's Creek, I was like, man, whatever happened to that lady? She was in the Home Alone movies, and she was always so funny on SCTV, and I couldn't even remember her name. Then it's like, oh, she's been on this major fucking sitcom for 15 years, Mike, that you haven't watched. So then I watch it, like, oh, she's actually been having a great career. I just didn't realize it. And now I see her in this, and it's like, I just want to watch a 22-minute episode of Schitt's Creek and not this 2-hour and 40-minute fuckfest of a film. So basically, you just take all these characters and you cram them in this big bloated storyline. Oh, so many bad lines of cliches. There's also another, believe it or not, Taylor Swift fucking conspiracy going around about this movie. But some of the winning lines of dialogue in this thing were, you got this. Any movie that has the line, you got this, is a piece of shit to begin with. They even had the line, you got this, in the George Foreman film a summer ago, which the George Foreman film was actually pretty good. But any fucking movie, if you're writing a goddamn screenplay and you have the character say to another character, you got this, take your goddamn marker and scratch that fucking line out, assholes. Then the next one is, are you okay? So I saw some type of video or some type of article about that in one of these screenwriting books I was reading, and it was a woman writer, I believe, said, are you all right, is like the worst line of movie dialogue. But I think they haven't been saying, are you all right? They're probably using an IA system to look that line up, are you all right? Instead, they write, are you okay? The Mission Impossible fucking movie from last summer had about 20 Are You OKs, mostly from the Tom Cruise character. Some crazy stunt would fucking happen, and then Tom Cruise's asshole character would say, "Are you okay?" So if you see a goddamn movie and they say, "Are you okay?" you know, once a fucking again, the dialogue is dog shit. So in this one, we had at least one Are You Okay? Here's another problem with this movie. You ready, folks? I mean, they talk about this whole fucking, May, December thing, the older male actors with the younger actresses, blah, blah, blah. We've been hearing that forever, but still they do it. I don't know how old Sam Rockwell is. I mean, I know he's been around famously for at least 20 years. I would guess he's around 50. I mean, he does look good. He's in great shape. He's a smaller gentleman, but he's in good shape. This actress, I really don't... Bryce Elizabeth Howard. I was thinking of fucking Terrence Howard the whole time, but it's like Bryce Elizabeth Howard. Okay, never fucking heard of her. She looks like she may be 30-ish, 30-ish. Maybe late side of 20s, 30-ish. So, I mean, I would guess there's a 15 to 20-year age gap. And to be honest with you, it wasn't the age. They felt... the two leads that they start off as kind of opponents, then it's revealed, oh, we were really partners, oh, we were really fucking, oh, there's no goddamn chemistry whatsoever. It feels like a brotherly, sisterly friend chemistry. I'm just telling you, they did not have the look of a couple that was like, oh, of course they have to be together, or opposite of that, like the odd romance couple that can be kind of hot and steamy at times. It felt like a couple that would have broken up and then just been friends. Like some small Palooka town couple. Oh, they fucked for 6 months, then they went their separate ways. Now they go to each other's weddings and nobody cares because there was no chemistry or no threat of them ever being together. There's no goddamn chemistry between the two leads. And that's not something I typically go into in these Mike's Instant Movie reviews. But if you see this movie, if you happen to be caught into it, I think you'll agree there's no chemistry with these two. Also, Catherine O'Hara says a line late in the film, "Finish him!" Mortal Kombat fucking reference. When at the end, I'm giving spoilers by the fucking way. When the Sam Rockwell character is getting his ass kicked at the end of the movie, she's beating him up, or whatever the fuck, Kyle or Kylie, whatever the fuck. He says, "I love you. I've always loved you." Heard that a million fucking times. There was a lot of just dialogue that stunk. Okay? I did see a little, as you may or may not know, I don't like to watch the reviews or anything before I see a movie. I like to go in cold as a cucumber. But with this one, I really didn't want to see this movie. But I was in a situation tonight where I don't really want to get into the personalities, but I'm basically avoiding people, okay? So I went to the movie to avoid people, to kind of hide out for a few hours. And, this movie was a place to go so I could hide out. And I conked out a few times, to be quite honest. I did have the whole cinema to myself, like a nice big theater. As you may or may not know, in this town of Jacksonville, the Regal Cinema is kind of like the theater that's open the most, but it has the worst auditoriums, meaning that they don't have the reclining chairs that I like, that everyone likes. Their audio and their picture are the worst. Yet they are the theater that is closest to me where I live now, and also it's open the latest. So they actually had a 10:20 screening of Mean Girls, a musical, which I still have not seen tonight, which I thought about seeing. So just, looking at the time, looking at all the theatrics, I'm like, well, I'll go fucking see Argylle. And this is what I heard, this little short on YouTube, okay, folks? Because not only do I make YouTube content like this, I also watch other people's things. Some bizarre lady who's been coming up on my shorts feed, I haven't fucking subscribed to her, But she did some video where she's saying that there's this conspiracy, another Taylor Swift conspiracy. And I think that's the ultimate mark of success. Like, if you are such a household name that people are making conspiracy theories about you, you are famous, right? So basically, the Taylor Swift Argylle conspiracy is, on the back of one of her albums, apparently, Taylor Swift has a fucking picture of her cat. She owns an Argylle cat, apparently, in a backpack. Like, it is in the backpack that in the movie, there's the Argylle cat, whose name is Alfie, and he's in a fucking backpack. Like, basically the whole movie, the cat's in this fucking backpack. So, I do respect Taylor Swift. I did see her Eras concert film, but I don't have all her albums. I have one. I have the 1998 or 1989 album. Yeah, I have a special import, 1988. I don't even have the 1989. I have an import from East Germany, the 1988 Taylor Swift CD. But basically, the conspiracy goes that Taylor Swift wrote this fucking movie. Okay, and why would you think that? Well, apparently she owns an Argylle cat. The movie's called Argylle. It's got the similar looking cat in the film, same backpack. And at the beginning of the movie, when this woman, whatever the fuck, Terrence Howard's niece, is playing the fucking, studious writer version of the character, basically she is kind of Taylor Swiftery, because I believe Taylor Swift says, "Oh, I'm just a quiet girl who stays home with my cat all week." So that's her gimmick when she's not out partying and fucking football players and so forth, and writing songs about her exes and making wonderful albums for all the people to enjoy. She's staying at home on a Friday night with her cat, is the story. Okay, fine. So the point of the matter is this: it kind of feels like this character is kind of doing that. And then there's even a line in this movie that the Rockwell character says. He says something to the effect of MK Ultra on steroids. Now they don't go into what MK Ultra is, but Candace Owens has done many videos. There's other videos. It's a real thing. This is one of those things you tell assholes about. Like, I told a friend of mine about the Mandela effect, and he just thought that I made it up. Like, he just thought that I had created the whole thing. When I'm like, look, shit for brains, there's millions of people making videos and talking about the Mandela effect. I did not invent it. I'm telling you because you're ignorant. But same thing with MK Ultra. If an asshole doesn't know what it is and you tell them, they think you're fucking nuts. No, shit for brains. Look it up. Google it, shithead. It's all over the place. So they make this MK Ultra reference in this movie, which I thought was interesting. And then you kind of think, well, shit, is Taylor Swift an MK Ultra kid? Like, is she a plant? Like, is she, is it like Tavistock with the Beatles? Or is some fucking government agency writing all her pop hits just to fucking brainwash the youth or whatever the fuck? If you've seen my interview with Mike Williams from the Paul is Dead YouTube channel, you'll see that I fucking interviewed this gentleman, nice guy, and he's got this whole thing on Tavistock and the Beatles lyrics and the Beatles and Paul is Dead and replacements and all this stuff. Other weird shit you can find on YouTube is basically videos about celebrity death faking, like the best one is Jim Morrison, was not killed. He was repackaged as Rush Limbaugh. That's a great one, if you can find that anywhere, because I think some of those videos have been removed. I'm not making this stuff up. These are just weird videos I've seen. So going to see this movie, I still didn't want to see it. I saw one review gave it like a star and a fucking half out of 5, which is pretty low. So I go see this fucking thing, and I'm just telling myself, don't take it too seriously. Just laugh at it. Don't get all worked up into a hissy about it. But I can't help myself. I got worked up into a hissy about it because it's such a waste of, not even potential, but just, why is this movie playing on all these screens? The digital, the Dolby Cinema, the IMAX. Like, it's not a good movie. I went to see it because I have this fucking subscription plan, which is nice. I paid for it up front for the whole year. So basically I can see all these movies for 54 cents with the app, which is just the surcharge for the convenience fuck or whatever the fuck. But I've already paid for the movies for a year. So whether I go see this movie or not, it doesn't matter financially. It's just fucking 3 hours of my goddamn time that I've spent, okay? But that being all said, there was some scenes. Oh, there's the other thing about this movie that I hated. The goddamn martial arts. Can we have one movie that doesn't have a fucking martial arts fight scene? You know what I mean? Like, everything's a goddamn judo scene. I mean, do people fight in other methods, like just like punching and smash a bottle over somebody's head? I mean, it's just every fucking movie you see has this extended punching, judo, fucking whatever the fuck. You know what I mean? They all fight the same fucking way. I think I saw I saw the thumbnail of a fucking video about that. Why are all movie fight scenes the same? But I don't think I watched the video because I'd like to know the answer. Why are all these movies for the last 20 or 30 fucking years, all the fight scenes are like this exaggerated judo, whatever the fuck it is. I don't even know if it's judo. It's just all the big punches, all the, like the choreography. It's not the way real people fight, in my opinion. It looks choreography-ish. Like the people are, you know, putting on a fucking show. Like it's goddamn Kenny Omega versus a floating doll in Japan or whatever the fuck, okay? So what else? I did like the ice skating scene in this. The ice, that was another thing. Like they show this like little statue of a ballerina or an ice skater chick. And that kind of looked like Taylor Swift. And then you see this thing where it's like... God, what the fuck? I'm so tired. Basically, this fucking... there's oil, and so the bad guys even say, one spark, and we'll all blow up, and we'll all be dead. So guns down, knives up, which was kind of the best line in the movie. Guns down, knives up. So all the bad guys put their guns down, and they lift their knives up, and then our hero chick, like, fucking takes like a fucking couple of big knives and sticks it in a gun, and she makes like a pair of ice skates, and she goes skating through an oil pit, and then she starts killing everybody. And here's a thought for you, which I wish I had said earlier, but I've thought about this a few times, and like, yes, I know they're just goddamn movies, but you ever see these movies like this one, going way, way back to Commando with Arnold Schwarzenegger? Remember when I said I'd kill you last? I lied. You ever notice in these movies where, like, the good guy, like, we're cheering for the good guy or the good guys or the good girl to live and prosper and do whatever the fuck they do, but en route to what they're doing, they're killing dozens of henchmen, like, shooting them. But do you ever sit there and think about, like, man, doesn't that henchman have a family? Like, isn't that henchman number 6? He's got, like, a wife and 4 kids, and he's... trying to get, like, you know, his fucking, his uncle's dying from leukemia or whatever the fuck, and he's trying to pay the medical bills. Like, all these henchmen, like, their lives don't count. Henchmen's lives matter, for Christ's sake. I'm just saying that all these movies, as normal people, are we supposed to be cheering every time they kill a henchman? Yeah, kill that random guy. Stab him in the chest with a knife. It doesn't. I just think it's laziness. Like, you can have an action movie without all these collateral damages, but the deaths don't mean anything if they're not, in my opinion. If you see a movie and one main character dies and they build it up, or if even it's a surprise, like, holy shit, this character died, that means something. But in these action films, where the good guys, you're supposed to be cheering for them, but they're murderers. They're going around killing all these other assholes. I know it's a goddamn movie, folks. You don't have to fucking comment. Or comment something intelligent, if you can. Type slow. I read fast, okay? But basically, all these goddamn characters are getting killed, and we're supposed to be sitting there cheering. Yeah, kill an innocent person. Or not innocent. Kill a bystander. Kill a henchman. I don't know. I've thought about that for a long time. Like, you know, Rambo had, you know, and like, they're the bad guys, so they don't have lives. They don't count. Well, most of the bad guys are like us. they're just working for a living. You know, they don't know what the fuck they're doing. They're just getting paid to do some stupid shit. Yet here comes Rambo, here comes fucking Argylle, stabbing them, shooting them, slicing their throat. And we're all supposed to say, yeah, that person's life is shit. Kill him. It's just a fatal fucking flaw. Also, another flaw I've pointed out in these Mike Sinston movie reviews, that fucking movie with the guy that plays Darth Vader now, where he was like on a fucking planet with dinosaurs, and it's like, in another universe, similar to our own, this asshole's on this beach with his wife and kid, and he happens to be wearing a shirt that seems very much like an LL Bean shirt. Because in this other fucking universe, they happen to have LL Bean shirts and khaki pants. But it's not Earth. It's not Earth in 2023 or whatever the fuck it is. It's some parallel universe where they happen to have the same, mid-priced clothing. And he speaks English like an American in 2023. But it's not our universe. It's just this other fucking universe somewhere out in the goddamn planet where this fucking Darth Vader fuck is on this island full of fucking dinosaurs. And he just happens to speak American English, and he just happens to have the LL Bean shirt on. What the fuck? You know what I mean? Or when you have, even fucking Napoleon movie. Oh yeah, it's Napoleon in France, and whatever the fuck year it is, 1450, whatever. What the fuck was Napoleon, 1850? I don't fucking know. But, of course, he speaks English, doesn't speak French, because he's in France, but they're speaking English just in case anybody happens to be filming them. I don't know. It's just things that yes, I know they're not going to have fucking Joaquin Phoenix speak French for 3 hours, so we have to sit there and figure it out and read, God forbid. But I'm just telling you that these things discredit the authenticity of the film, okay? You know? Anyway, whatever the fuck. So what else? I don't know. To be honest with you, and this is like the point where I don't want to hashtag. I mean, I wish I would get hashtagged to get more fucking viewers. I didn't find this particular actress particularly attractive. No offense. Nice face, pretty eyes. But I feel like, to be quite frank, I feel like Renee Zellweger 15 years ago would have pulled this thing off. I never saw the fucking Bridget Jones Diaries or whatever the fuck. But I feel like, based on the commercials I've seen of Bridget Jones, the pop culture phenomena that it was once upon a time, I feel like Zellweger could have pulled this thing off. Would I say there was a lack of chemistry in this movie with her, Bryce Howard's niece or whatever the fuck, Elizabeth Dice Howard? I don't know where. I've seen her in something. But I feel like she was just very boring to me. Not only like as her writer's self, but when she gets revealed to be this spy or whatever the fuck, I didn't buy it, okay? I didn't see it. I feel like someone like, Heather Graham, they could have, maybe not now, but 10 years ago. That's why, the Sam Rockwell's 50, they're still giving him this role. Wow, look at that. That's fun. But I just don't know. I just didn't feel much heat from this chick as far as I didn't buy her. She didn't do it for me, all right? I just think that there was, I don't know. I mean, it didn't do much for me. I mean, maybe Emily Hampshire from fucking the movie I saw last night, Fitting In, or from whatever the fuck, Schitt's Creek once again. She might have done well with this. She didn't do much for me. And look, everyone's different. I just felt like she was kind of a plate of stale white bread in the middle of the film. Didn't do much for me. I don't know. Catherine O'Hara. Oh, what's his dick? Bryan Cranston. Oh. What's that show he was on? The drug show. I never watched that. Like, everyone got their dicks in an uproar. Oh, this chemistry teacher, he's a math teacher, and he sells crack. Never watched a fucking I saw one episode. It was an episode where they spun off the other guy, Gotta Call Sal. I guess there was more than one episode, but basically some asshole friend of mine at the time was like, oh, you never watched this show? Whatever the fuck it was. And I'm like, no. Well, we're watching season 4, episode 3. Okay. So just some random fucking episode he throws me in the middle of. And I believe that's when Gotta Call Sal came on. And I enjoyed it, but like I had no context for this thing. What was that show called that I never watched? So that's it, folks. I did not enjoy this movie. I had a nice nap or two. That was pleasant. I had the whole theater to myself. I may or may not have snuck a banana into the theater and ate it. I may or may not have had an apple to fulfill my daily fruit requirements. I may or may not have snuck a Aquafina bottle in there to not buy the goddamn soda because I don't want to pay $6 for a fucking bottled water. And I don't want to drink soda, okay? But I did not particularly think this movie was good. I still have not seen the goddamn Mean Girls musical. Maybe I'll never see it. What a crime and tragedy. I did have an instinct tonight to go off and see Past Lives again, which I've already seen. That movie, I know it's good because I saw it. Now I'm looking for my flashlight fucking case, which I can't find. MikeMessier.com. Go there, scroll to the bottom, buy one of my fucking books. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't, or don't. Do whatever the fuck you want. I mean, subscribe, like, share the videos. I say these things. It doesn't seem like that actually happens. So I don't know why I waste my breath saying these things. But anyway, folks, have a wonderful fucking night. Movie stunk.